Another session of World of Warcraft done with. Who said you could record me? Did I say you could see my face? I'm just messing with you. Hey guys, it's Mitchell here. Yeah, I haven't recorded anything in a little while. I haven't been here, actually. Let me explain. Last week, starting from Wednesday, I was in San Antonio, so it was really just a choir trip. So yeah, I've been gone. I haven't done any grinding, and I thought this would be better than posting just, doing this. Let me see. I've been in San Antonio all week. And rather than doing that, I thought I'd just tell you in person. That's not all I'm gonna do. Just don't fret. I've got something else in mind. I guess this is a good reason why I got this computer on. I've been partially inspired by, what's his name? It's definitely in my comments. Oh yeah, Brett. I'm going to apologize if I pronounce your name wrong at all. At least your YouTube name. You call yourself Brett a lot. Brett Thick. No, it would probably be just Brett Hicks Omega. Something like that. I've been partially inspired by him. He's been... Yeah, I've watched a few of his videos, primarily his gaming collection videos. And, well, I kind of spoiled what I was going to do. I'm going to show just, the majority of, my PlayStation. The very first one, not the second one, not the third one, which I don't even have. Just the first one. A lot of these cases don't have the discs, because over here, I got them all safely tucked in this baby. Alphabetized. You can probably hear my birds behind you. Well, behind the camera, I should say. Yeah. So, let's get cracking. We already know about, the two major Let's Play ones that I have that I've talked a whole lot about. It would be these two right here. The Legend of Dragoon, which is the one I'm currently Let's Playing. This one has the discs in it. And this is actually a fairly newer case, even though they're freaking busted. Ordered it. And, I don't know what the postman did. He handled it pretty poorly. And Final Fantasy VII. This is actually a newer version of the game. My previous version, I screwed up the first disc. Don't get me talking about it. I was 10 or something. Threw a fit because my file was corrupted. And yeah. Now I'm going to get all of these role-playing ones out of the way first. Especially these are all pretty new. I'm going to go in chronological order of when I got them. First and foremost is another Final Fantasy one. This one comes from more or less the NES era port, I suppose you could say, which is Final Fantasy Anthology. It comes with Final Fantasy 5 and 6. I've yet to beat either of them. I've definitely played them both. Yeah, this has the discs in them. Yeah, I will eventually get around to it to be able to finish those. Next one. This one, I have very fond, childhood memories of. Though really, most fond childhood memories are, the first 5 minutes of the game. Legend of Legaia. Hopefully I don't mispronounce it, otherwise you guys are just going to rage at me. Legend of Legaia, I think it's called. And, again, this one's pretty much in the same boat. I'm not very far. I don't know why it's a double thing, because, if you look here, this can't hold a disc, but then in the back, there's the disc. It's just one disc. I'm not entirely sure. And then, thousands of you are going to hate me for this. The most recent Final Fantasy I got, Final Fantasy VIII. Look at me with shame. This one's, the most recent I got. It actually, came in just, 2 months ago or something. And I've only recently started it, so hate me all you want. Now, let's go through this little pile here. Surprisingly enough, I think I have more PlayStation 1 games than I have anything else. We can skip that. That's a fishing game. Nobody likes fishing games. I suppose if you wanted to see that one, you could just beg me, maybe. This one, oh yes. This one is where I got into the DualShock analog controllers. The first game that actually kind of really got into it. Ape Escape. This one's a fun, quirky little game. I mean, I enjoyed it. I've beaten it. I've only beaten it once. I mean, yeah, I got this thing freaking backwards. Let me set it to the side. Another fishing game. Again, just beg me, probably show you. Ooh. I have played the first one of this, but I only own the second and third. And the racing variation, and then after that, Naughty Dog kind of gave it up. Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. That one's, really fun. I've got no complaints about it. It was difficult. I haven't beaten it 100%, but I've definitely beaten it a few times. Same goes with this one, and I got these in like alphabetical, numerical order, so Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is technically Crash Bandicoot 3. Actually, oh yeah, this one's Crash Bash, but I must have ripped up the cover or something, because it's not showing properly. I gotta fetch the disc. This is in alphabetical order too, so it's not too hard to find. Right there. Proof. No pics needed. All you need is this video. Apparently I got something mixed up. Kind of bad. This one I loved playing a lot. Crash Team Racing. I was really into racing games. You'll probably see that fairly soon. I thought I'd get a lot more beef for... Oh, right. I forgot. I lost the booklet to that one. This game is actually one of those, like, greatest hit editions. Which I've noticed that, like, greatest hits have, like, silver discs and, like, everything. Any other version is, like, a normal colored disc. Right here is Digimon World 2. I thought I'd get a lot of bad rap about that. As a kid, I thoroughly enjoyed this game, despite sucking terribly at it. But I was in my nerdy little stage where I really loved Pokemon, really loved Digimon. I still kind of like Pokemon today, and Digimon is, like, on the balance. I don't know why, but, like, sometime afterwards I got this. It's kind of an excuse for a Digimon game, but at the same time it's fun. I haven't played it in a while, though. This one takes me way back. The disc is kind of fricked up, if you know what I mean. Scratches everywhere, but Frogger for the PlayStation, obviously not the arcade version. This one's just like, with the modern graphics and stuff. I didn't get, like, super far into this game, but I can still play it. I enjoyed playing it a lot. It's a fun game. And then its sequel for the PlayStation, which I don't know if many people have heard, is Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. I vaguely get the story of this. I think, like, Swampy was, like, one of the crocodiles or alligators or whatever that Frogger would always jump on, and he'd always get frustrated because he couldn't eat him or something. I don't know. This one, I gotta pull the booklet out because I will be danged. I, like, ruined the case. Like, here, let me show you. This is how bad I ruined the case as a kid. That's pretty bad. Yeah. But it's basically this. Gran Turismo. Sadly, my heart belongs to Forza Motorsports now. But this was a really fun game back in the day. I actually... This game is actually where I got a fanatic love for the Dodge Viper. Because that car was, like, the best car you could get in the game. Except for, like, the one unavailable one that the Dodge company had in new cars. You couldn't buy it. Oh, now this one's, like, probably one of the greatest racing games ever. Unrealistically wise. Jet Moto. I only have the third one. I have never played the first or second one. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I've only ever played the third one. Both in demo form and in otherwise form. Now, I was a bit of a sports fanatic back in the day. This is still fun to play. if I ever play it again. Very unrealistic. NFL Extreme 2. Trust me, as a little kid, I was addicted to sports. But whenever I get into it, I always want straight out. Let's see. This one, I don't know. As a kid, I could never understand, so it stayed in the closet. I haven't really picked it up after that. I don't remember. No, it doesn't have the discs in it. But it's SimCity 2000. I couldn't get into this flipping thing. I don't know why. I think it's because it was hard to understand. And then the very first that started it all, not that Origins crap. I haven't played it, but I just know that it's not the first, even if it claims it is. It will never be the first in my book. It's Rayman. Frickin' heck, I didn't get far in this game, though I did make it, like, fairly far. But, I mean, really fun. I kind of want to pick it back up and start playing it again, to be honest. The next three I have beaten 100%, well, 110%, as the game description would declare. But basically, it's by the same guys who have made the... Hopefully I don't get this wrong, so I need to check another case. Come here. Bastard. I'll show you that later. Oh yeah. Definitely made by the same company. Or at least at first it was. Insomniac made Spyro the Dragon. Makers of Ratchet & Clank. Ring a bell? This was a freaking fun game. I'm not gonna lie. I might Let's Play that one day. And then, here's the second one. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. You see the 2 in the background? It's been called Spyro, Ripto's Rage for, like, forever and a half. But there's the 2 in the back. Do you not see it? It's, like, right there. I don't know if it's, like, I don't know if people are oblivious or what, but it's there. It's just like with Crash 3. The 3's there, but apparently it's not that obvious. Oh, apparently I ruined the cover to this one as well. But if I have Spyro 1 and 2, then you know which one's coming next. I just gotta fish it out here. Which, you'll probably see some games in there. It's right here. Spyro, Year of the Dragon. I don't think... No, 3's not on there. But it's definitely the third game in the series. That's for darn sure. You probably got some peeks at some other games. This game... I never tickets. I must have. But, trust me. Sports, skateboarding, everything came into my life, so... Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. This was fun. I couldn't wrap my head around the level creator, but I could... Once I started figuring out those tricks, I just started popping them everywhere. I have the first one for my computer, and, well, frickin' people post her nude body all over the frickin' internet nowadays, pretty much. But, Tomb Raider 2, starring Lara Croft. Who else is this game? Who else is the lead character in this game? Nobody. Like I said, I have the first one, at least I think it's the first one, for my computer. But neither one of them I've ever beaten. And then, this one is a pool game. Pool table. Not like swimming pool. Pool table. There's a difference. Yeah. Give me a quick second. Let me see how long I've been recording. That's it. 15 minutes? That's lame. I was want to pull out, like, some games from the next console I owned. But, yeah. It's basically just my PlayStation collection. It's not a whole lot. It's plenty enough for me. I actually had a few other PlayStation games, but I've long since gotten rid of them. But, I mean, one of them... Actually, a few of them I regret. One of them was a Rampage game, which... it wasn't the first Rampage, mind you. It was like one of their sequels. I don't know how many sequels, if they had too many sequels or not, but... Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. Stuff knows. But I actually like that game. I actually got far enough to where, because I mean, in this Rampage, you just have like 3 different starting characters, but you can unlock like the first 3 original ones. So that's kind of how I went. I got far enough to unlock like one of them, but then I eventually sold the game, thinking I'd get like $5 out of it. Fucking GameStop. I don't ever want to go back there again. Then there was like Bug's Life for PlayStation. I fell in love with that movie. Just so you know, as a little kid, I just could not stop watching that. What else? Strangely enough, that's like all I can think about. Or at least those are the only 2 good games I had. There are a few more games that I'm like leaving out, but those are like, oh my god, nerd out anime fanboy crap, or like, oh my god, you played that game, sort of thing. But I mean, yeah, that's about it. Strange. I didn't think it'd be so like, and then so sadly, because I'm looking to my right, which is where like all my games are. I almost want to like go through my PlayStation 2 library, because that's, well, no, my GameCube came second, and then the PlayStation 2 came third. I can actually talk about, like, I had an NES as like a little kid, a wee toddler, and but that was never the first console I got. I think the PlayStation 1 remained my very first console. But that was with me mum. I moved in with me dad. You don't want to hear my life story. In a basic sense, I moved in with Pa. He had an NES. It was technically his, so it wasn't officially mine. He had Super Mario Brothers. I played the shizzle out of that if I wasn't playing my PlayStation. Speaking of which, there were like a couple more games I had for the PlayStation. Gex 3. That was like my pride and joy for the PlayStation at the time. It's like the only thing you'd ever see me play on the PlayStation. And I think I've said it multiple times, but Final Fantasy VII, right here, this game holds a lot of meaning to me. First of all, it's like the first time I've ever cried at a video game. Second of all, it's like, this game forced me to learn how to read. Because there was like no voice dialogue or anything like Spyro had. So like, that was the very first game where like, you know, I cried and then I learned to read from that game, so makes sense, right? Trying to think of more games I could talk about. To improve my collection though, I could use like Soul Reaver: The Legend of Kain, maybe. I mean, I've played like a couple, like, couple minute demos or stuff, or things like that. Like, actually, I think my dad dated a girl, and this girl had a son. This son had, like, Soul Reaver: Legend of Kain 2. And I played like a couple minutes of that. I couldn't get very far, so I just kind of like put the controller down, shut the console off, and I was off. But I mean, I could probably use that game to play, and as part of my collection. Probably would be a bad idea. But yeah, that's like about it. Unless you really want to see like this pool table game, which is just Ultimate 8-Ball. I'm actually gonna grab it with my toe. Yep, right there. This other fishing game that I was talking about was Big Bass Fishing. Trust me, my dad was kind of into this, so I tried to get into it, but it never really turned out. I mean, trust me, it's difficult. It was difficult for me to learn how to play these games. Though I think I really just played Action Bass just to catch the fish and like put them on display in like this fish tank that you could go to. I think that's the only reason why I kept playing that game. But yeah, that's like legitly it. Unless you want to see, like, the 2 Dragon Ball Z games I got. You know what? Screw it. Let's open up the safe. Oh, yeah. Here's one. I'm keeping that one out of there because you people will probably really hate me for that. That's the old Legend of Dragoon. See, here are, like, my older versions of, or at least, yeah. This is the incomplete disc set of Final Fantasy VII. If I were to open it up, it only has disc 2 and 3. Disc 1 is nowhere to be seen. However, if we look in this Final Fantasy VII set, I have disc 1, 2, and 3. So, clearly, that means I threw away that disc long ago. Now, this other Legend of Dragoon, if you really want to see the condition of the inside, here you go. Yeah, as a little kid, I like picking those things out. Yeah. So basically, discs are sliding around in there. Like I said, screw it. I'll show you, like, anime fanboy stuff now. Trust me. It's a lot better than you think it is. These are, like, the only few games of these I have. Other than that, I don't own much. Unless Final Fantasy counts, which I don't think it does. There's Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22, and a lot of kanji on there. At least I think that's kanji. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not up to snuff with Japanese. I'm hardly adequate in it. Which, there's actually like a password you can put in to like unlock like another 5 or 6 characters in that one. This one's like, this is where the series got bad. Dragon Ball GT, Final Bout. And then, we've all had our point where we're like, Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Here? I'm not quite sure how else to put it. Here? Yeah. And then the other one, dare I say it. Dare I say it, I'm going to lose man points for this. I am going to lose man points for this. I wish I saw Parappa the Rapper first. I'm being quite serious. You're not going to like what you're going to see here. Well, I think I'll leave it at that. I think everybody knows what's the opposite of Parappa the Rapper. That's it. And me and my leather jacket. I got your back, man. T-shirt. And yeah. I'm not quite sure what else to say. I want to keep talking. I want to make sure you guys are up to snuff. Well, up to date, not up to snuff. But I mean, I'll keep working on grinding. Everybody is like level 4 Dragoon or higher. You all know Dark's level 5. Everybody but Haschel has their final edition. Not everybody's mastered with it yet. I want to make sure they're all mastered before I start like Dragoon grinding, because getting those mastered is coming a lot faster than actually getting to the higher levels. Because it took me quite a while with Kongo to get him to level 4. But, yeah. Maybe I'll do this again, show you my GameCube collection, because that's the second console I ever officially owned. Then go into the PlayStation 2, because that's the third console I officially owned. Then go into Nintendo Wii. This casual gaming console is, like, perfect for me sometimes. And then I'll go into the collection of the 5th and most certainly not final Xbox 360 games. I'm not going to go through my DVDs, even though I have a lot of them. I'm not joking, I have a lot of them. And my ponytail's falling out. You definitely saw it at the beginning of the video, and whenever I like turn my head, yeah, my hair's long enough to do that. So, yeah, I probably lost more manly points for that. But, yeah, I probably will definitely do another section of this, so, yeah. I'll see you guys later, and, well, I hope you enjoyed seeing my entire collection of PlayStation 1 games. Even the ones I wanted to try to keep hidden away, but in the end, I had to show them because I showed the ones that I kind of was like, you don't want to hear about this. But even so. And the only other things in that little safe down there, other than the opposite of Parappa the Rapper, is just a couple demo discs, really. And I mean, those are fun in games, but that's all they are. They're just fun in games. Well, demos of games. But I will admit that one Dragon Quest trailer... Nope, stopping there. Alright guys, I will see you in the next part of The Legend of Dragoon, or I'll see you in another one of these kind of like update videos. I suppose I could call it this. But I mean, yeah, I haven't hit 100 subscribers. I haven't made 1,000 videos, but you know what? Screw it. You guys have waited long enough for another Legend of Dragoon Let's Play part. I think you guys deserve something. So, my face is what you're going to get. And that's that. So I'll see you guys later.